Hello, my beautiful souls. Today, I want to share with you a few tips about following your purpose, especially if you're at a point where you need to make important decisions and maybe you're feeling a bit of fear or resistance or you're feeling a bit stuck. The main thing I want to share with you today is the idea that following your purpose is never going to feel 100% comfortable. And I know that this is probably not what you were expecting to hear, and this is probably not what you wanted to hear today. But let me explain to you why this is actually a good thing. When you are trying to manifest or to follow your purpose, your mission, your soul calling, whatever you want to call it, when you're trying to make that happen, that's going to be something challenging, something big, right? So it should be something that takes you out of your comfort zone. So because of its nature, it's never going to be 100% comfortable. You're going to be 100% confident, zero doubts. I'm not saying that you should struggle, but there is always going to be some fears, some doubts at some level. Now, if they are too big, if they are too strong, that they're stopping you from moving forward, then maybe there is some healing that you need to do. Maybe there is a part of yourself that lacks the confidence, or that doesn't feel safe, or that doesn't believe that it's possible for you, all those stories that we tell ourselves, all those old beliefs that are not the most empowering. The self-narrative that we tell ourselves is sometimes not the most empowering. So if the trigger is so strong that it's not letting you move forward, then there's internal work to be done. But I'm going to invite you to let go of the idea that there's going to be a magical point in time when you're going to have no fear, you're going to be 100% confident, the decision is going to be 100% easy and comfortable, and it's just not going to be that way. So the key is not about waiting for the fear to disappear or for the doubts to disappear. The key is knowing how to manage that. And like I said, maybe there is some deep healing to do. Maybe it's just something that you need to know how to manage on an everyday basis. And I'm saying this because a lot of people ask me, when I quit my job, I had a job in the corporate world when I was making a lot of money to start my business, because I felt that my job was meaningless and that I was here to do something else. And a lot of people tell me, oh, I couldn't do something like that. It's just, you are very brave. And I always say, well, no, it's not that I am more brave than you. I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified when I quit my job. I had no idea. I had never worked for myself. I had no idea if that was going to work. I was leaving behind such a good job. I thought, if this fails, I'm never going to get an opportunity like this. I was absolutely terrified. I was so scared of things not going well. But my guidance was so strong and the signs were so clear that it was time to leave, that I couldn't ignore it any longer. So it's not that I was brave and I didn't have fear. No, I had a lot of fear. I had a lot of fear. It's just that I did a lot of inner work and I just decided to take the leap. And there have been many good moments running my business for the last 5 or 6 years. I absolutely love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. The people I help, the work I do, how fulfilling it is. I just wouldn't change it for the world. But it hasn't always been easy. And you see me here making these videos, or maybe you've come to my workshops, maybe you've worked with me, and you think, wow, she looks so confident. Well, what you don't know is that maybe it took me 10 times to record this video, because the first 3 or 4 times I was just speaking nonsense. What you don't see, it's the months when I don't have the income I expect, and my self-doubts kick in, and my negative thoughts kick in, and then I block myself until I snap out of it and I go back to flow. And that is there. And maybe you see a lot of, like people on Instagram and YouTube, and it feels like they just live in these beautiful places with these beautiful backgrounds and that everything is easy. It's not like that. That's a window display. It's not like that. There's always going to be that element of doubt, of of fear, when it's something challenging, when it's something big, when we're talking about your purpose, this is something big. So if you're perfectly comfortable in your comfort zone, that's not your highest life. I'm not saying that you should be struggling, by the way. If you feel like life is a struggle in general, and that everything is hard and that nothing is working for you, that's a different story. And that's probably a part of yourself, or a belief, or old emotions, or trauma held in your body, in your energy system, that is manifesting as these blocks. I'm not talking about struggling and things going bad. I'm talking about that, that kind of like fear that is kind of exciting at the same time. So let go of the idea that there's going to be a time where things that it's like what they say about having kids, right? This is never the perfect time. You always think, oh, but maybe, next year when I get this bonus, or when we pay off the mortgage, or when we do these works in the house, it's never going to be the perfect time. So let go of that idea that is going to get 100% comfortable. If you really want to bring into reality your purpose, your highest life, not just an average life, your highest life, you're going to have to push through some discomfort in some decisions and in some moments of your life. And this is something that can be managed. So like I said, the key is not about waiting for the fear to go, because it is a natural emotion. It's always going to be there, right? It's about how to manage it. If there is and also I have found that by running my business, which has been such a challenge for me, probably one of the most difficult things I've ever done, I have seen that it's such a reflection, your success in your business or your mission is such a reflection of what's going on inside, that is such an opportunity for healing and to see, what's not working inside. I know this is not easy, and I know this is not for everyone, but I know that if you're watching this, you don't want to have an average life. You want to live your highest life. You have a calling, you have the guidance to do something more than just having a 9-to-5 job to pay your bills, I'm sure. Otherwise you wouldn't be here, you wouldn't be listening to this. So yeah, so it's an invitation to let go of that waiting for the perfect moment and for the planets to align, and see if you can start, making a few decisions that feel a bit uncomfortable, whether that's, I don't know, like maybe putting a leaflet out there about what you do, whether that's sharing a video, whether that's going to a networking event, whether that's booking a trip to a place you've never been before and you're scared of going on your own, whether that's, I don't know, taking a class that or a course that on something that you've never done before and that is out of your comfort zone, but you feel guided to do it, but you feel called to do it. And I promise you, once you start pushing that resistance, you're going to see the progress you can make, and you're going to see that, oh wow, actually the world doesn't end. Wow, I published the video, I went to a class I'd never been before, I travel on my own, and it's not the end of the world, I survived, and it will give you motivation to keep going. So I thought that was useful. For the next few weeks, I'm going to be offering some free Reclaim Your Power sessions. I'm going to leave the link in the description of the video below. And in these sessions, which are free and no obligation, I'm only going to be offering them until before I go on my Christmas break. In these sessions, I'm going to help you identify any blocks stopping you from following your purpose. So we're going to have a look at, like I said before, any blocks, any old stories, any beliefs that might be stopping you from manifesting your life purpose and from bringing it into reality. And you will leave the session with a clear action plan and next steps, with a renewed vision of yourself, and with a lot of clarity about your next steps. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Sending much love and light to you all. Bye-bye.